Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is do not pin your hopes on other people. Ooh, I see this all the time. So let's say this is the fall, October of 2020, and we're waiting on the U.S. national elections, see who's going to be president, and so many people are just kind of pinning their hopes on one or the other, thinking that that's going to be the answer. Do you think so? I don't think so. Whoever gets elected will have an enormous sway over how things are done. Yes, that's true. But let's say, what are your hopes and dreams and mission and goals? I wouldn't pin my hopes on one or the other to help you accomplish those things. They're only there to set like national priorities. And yes, the things they do can affect you enormously. But I wouldn't pin my hopes, I wouldn't pin my hopes on one or the other, hoping that that's going to be the answer for you. Don't do that. I think that's just not a good way to do that. We'll even see this from higher level people. Well, your news media will be saying, if so-and-so does this, then gets elected, then they'll do this, and that's good for you. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. You see this on the small scale. Like, I like to follow the sports, the NFL. My favorite team is the Green Bay Packers, and your local sports radio stations, they'll talk about players as if they're guiding the player. You know, they'll be talking about so-and-so. Well, if so-and-so just does this, that will be good. And obviously, if they just do that, wow, they'll have a great game or great year and really help the team win. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting to speculate, but it's just pure speculation on its highest level. Speculation doesn't get you anywhere. The speculation is just that. You could say, well, you know, if so-and-so catches, runs for 5 touchdowns, they'll have a good game. Well, yeah, obviously. The pinning your hopes on somebody getting better or having a great game or having a great season, it's kind of, it doesn't help you personally at all. It's just purely a theoretical exercise you're going through. It has no meaning in the outcome of the actual event. It's just talking about potentials. I don't know. So if we're saying, well, if the one guy gets elected president, such and such will happen. If the other guy gets elected, no, the other such and such will happen. And you're pinning your hopes, and you're saying, well, obviously, so and so should get elected, so we get all of this. It makes no sense. That's pure speculation on how things will happen. And I don't like to speculate, waiting for other people to hopefully help me. I don't think that is a good method. What's a better method? A better method is you would be discussing important topics with the people closest to you and the people who you could help or could help you. That's something, because you're personally getting involved. with my kids. I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and they're in their 20s, and I'm personally talking to them as often as possible to help them, to guide them, to provide them some, certainly love, unconditional love, and describing pitfalls and problems that I've had that, maybe they can avoid. If I discover some things that younger people are doing that it sounds good at first, but maybe you don't want to do that, I tell them. And I'm always wanting the best for them, as any father would for their kids. And but this is how you can affect people, is you can affect the people closest to you. I don't see how I can affect the presidential election other than voting, but I do see how by staying involved with the kids' lives, I think I've helped them. And I do see how talking with important matters with people I know, I do see how that's helped me. Whether it's, when my dad was still alive, talking to him helped me like a therapist would. That helped me, and there's other people that, by staying in touch with them, that's helped my career, and just, and then staying in touch with my friends, that's helped my social life, right? This is a better model to live your life. Not worrying so much about people who you have no way to affect, but by just focusing on your own life, and we're trying to affect the people that are close to you, your co-workers, your family, your friends, neighbors, the people you interact with. You see this on a simple method when you be nice to the people who are helping you. You're giving them some money to do a certain task. Well, be nice to them in addition to the money. Right? That's going to go a lot farther than expecting that the national election will go your way or it won't go your way. Don't pin your hopes on that high-level stuff with things you have no way to affect. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I know that the radio guys that talk about sports, they kind of think they can affect how the sports goes. And, if they're if they have a huge audience and an ability to rabble rouse their audience, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of that, but they have a huge audience. So you complaining about such and such, I don't know that you're going to get that far. But if you're making it clear to your kids what some really bad choices are, yeah, I think you'll have quite a bit of success in guiding them away from bad choices and helping them make good choices. If you're listening to the people around you, and they're kind of helping you with career paths that make sense to you, yeah, you're gonna have some more success. I know a person and 2 people very close, very well known to me, and the one helped the other into a good career. Helped to guide them. Looked at them and said, you probably would be pretty well suited to this. Or at a minimum, it was said you're probably not that well suited for that. Right? So you would trust your closest people. Don't pin your hopes on far-reaching people well out of your circle of influence. They're kind of stubborn to take advice from people they don't know, right? It's hard enough to take advice from people you do know and do know well, let alone people you don't know. Right? So don't pin your hopes on other people. The things will come and go, and they'll happen as they should. And yeah, it's possible that things will just be an enormous mess. It's possible. It's very likely. But that's just life. That's just life. So give that idea some thought. Do not pin your hopes on other people. All for now.